Okay, imagine this. Creating audio, like really compelling audio that sounds like a real person speaking, reaching people all over the world, but you never touch a microphone. No studio needed.
Yeah, it sounds like sci-fi, but it's actually happening right now, doesn't it?
Exactly. It's AI voice technology, and it's seriously changing the game for how audio gets made and heard. And full disclosure, today's episode was actually created with the help of a text-to-speech tool I use pretty often.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, if you want to generate, human-like voiceovers for your own projects without hiring expensive narrators, I'll leave the link in the description. Honestly, it's been a game changer for me.
That's great. And you're right, we've come such a long way from those really robotic voices we used to
Oh,
hear.
yeah, definitely.
Now, AI is becoming incredibly sophisticated.
Hmm.
It's reshaping whole industries, but also empowering individuals. So this deep dive, we're going to unpack how this AI voice tech actually works.
And the opportunities it opens up for, well, for you listening right now.
Exactly. And we're drawing on some recent analyses looking at this whole fast-moving landscape.
And it's not just us talking about it. You've got tech giants, think Zuckerberg and Meta, pouring huge amounts of money into this stuff. That signals a pretty big bet on the future of voice.
Absolutely. It's a major signal.
So our mission today is really to get a handle on why AI voices are becoming so significant and how you, listening, could maybe leverage this power for your own projects, maybe even, creating new income streams.
Okay, so let's start by just appreciating how far this tech has actually come.
Yeah.
Remember text-to-speech from, say, 10 years ago?
Oh, yeah. Painful.
Right. Often monotone, no real human inflection.
Mm.
Honestly, pretty tough to listen to for long. It worked, kind of, but it lacked all that nuance.
Totally. It was just a machine reading words aloud. But now, the change is, well, it's pretty incredible. We're seeing AI that can genuinely mimic human intonation, rhythm, even emotion.
You can generate whole conversations that sound pretty convincing, like real people talking.
So what were the key breakthroughs? What actually made this massive leap possible?
Well, it was really a convergence of a few powerful technologies.
Mm.
First, much better neural networks. These let the AI learn and copy the really complex patterns of human speech way more accurately.
So not just the words, but the melody of speech?
Exactly. The prosody,
Yeah.
the pitch, the speed, the emphasis. That's what makes it sound natural. Then second, big advances in natural language processing, or NLP.
Right, NLP.
Think of that as the AI's ability to actually understand the text, not just the meaning, but the feeling behind it, which tells the AI voice how to say it.
Okay, gotcha.
And finally, you just need the computing power. The cloud gave us that, processing these really complex tasks almost instantly, generating voice on the fly. It was kind of a perfect storm of innovation.
So these advances took AI voices from being like a gimmick to a genuinely useful tool. Where are we seeing it pop up most obviously right now?
Oh, it's pretty widespread already. YouTube is a big one. Tons of creators using AI for narration.
Right, those explainer videos and listicles.
Yeah, and podcasting too, audiobook creation, even those short social media videos. Plus, virtual assistants, obviously, and it's growing fast in e-learning for making course content more engaging.
Makes total sense. Okay, let's shift to the big players. Why are companies like Meta investing so heavily?
Meta's big investment, it's tied directly to their vision for the metaverse. They see voice as, like, fundamental for feeling present and interacting in those digital spaces.
So less typing, more talking in virtual worlds.
Pretty much. And their voice box model is really interesting here. It's not just about translating voices between languages.
Which is already impressive.
Right. But it can also clone someone's specific speaking style, generate totally new speech from text, and add realistic intonation. Think about that for reaching a global audience, instant translation, but keeping your unique vocal identity.
Wow, so my metaverse avatar wouldn't just look like me, it would sound like me, even if I'm speaking Japanese.
That's the idea. It's a pretty profound shift. And Zuckerberg himself talks about moving towards a digital future where voice is, the main way we interact.
And it's not just Meta, right? Other big names are in this game too.
Oh, definitely not. You've got
Hmm.
Google with DeepMind's WaveNet that powers Google Assistant, Amazon's Alexa, Apple's Siri, Microsoft's Azure Speech Studio. They're all building out their own AI voice ecosystems. It's a very competitive space.
Okay, now something else that's really catching on is this idea of the faceless creator. What's that all about?
Yeah, the faceless creator phenomenon is basically powered by this AI voice tech. These are people putting out loads of content, videos, podcasts, whatever, without ever showing their face or using their own voice.
How does AI enable that specifically?
Well, they use AI tools for the voiceovers. It lets them stay anonymous if they want, saves a huge amount of time on production, lets them scale up content really fast, and even juggle multiple channels or projects at once.
So people are making like daily YouTube videos, weekly podcasts, tons of social media stuff, maybe even audiobooks, all without recording themselves.
Exactly. They often use AI for scripting too, maybe with ChatGPT. Then plug that script into an AI voice platform like Speechelo, 11 Labs, or Playht. The whole workflow can be incredibly streamlined.
Right. And just a reminder, like I said, today's episode was created with the help of a text-to-speech tool I use often. If you want to generate human-like voiceovers for your projects without hiring expensive narrators, the link is in the description. Seriously, it's been a game changer for me personally.
Good reminder. And it connects to that real-world example you mentioned earlier.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
The entrepreneur with 10 YouTube channels using Speechelo. Tell us more about that. That sounds pretty wild.
Yeah, it's a great case study. This person uses AI voices to narrate videos across all these different channels. And they're making money in several ways.
Like AdSense.
AdSense from YouTube views, yes. But also affiliate marketing. And get this, they actually promote Speechelo itself, the tool they use.
Ah, smart.
And they get sponsorships directly on their channels. The result is reportedly a 5-figure income monthly, all without personally recording any audio. It really shows how AI voice is kind of democratizing audio creation. It lowers the barrier to entry and lets people build scalable businesses differently.
That's really compelling. Okay, let's dig into these tools a bit more. You mentioned Speechelo, 11 Labs, Playht, and Descript Overdub. Can you break down what makes each one stand out?
Sure. Let's start with Speechelo. Its main job is turning text into speech that sounds pretty natural. It handles over 20 languages with maybe 30-plus voices, male and female.
And what makes it sound natural? Is it just the voice quality?
It's more than that. It adds little things like subtle breathing sounds, pauses where they make sense for emphasis, and it tries to vary the tone to convey some emotion. People find it works really well for things like explainer videos, YouTube stuff, social media clips.
So it's built for creators and marketers.
Yeah, very much so. It's designed to be fast, often has one-time payment options, which people like, and uses what they call a natural emotion engine. The key is it's pretty easy to use. You don't need to be super technical.
Okay, so how does that compare to, say, 11 Labs?
11 Labs is more focused on high-fidelity voice cloning. So you train it on a specific voice, and it creates a really, really close copy. Speechelo doesn't require that training step. It gives you ready-made voices.
Gotcha. And Playht.
Playht has a huge library, like 900-plus voices in over 100 languages, so massive variety. It's also known for realistic output and being cloud-based. Speechelo might be simpler or faster for some creators, though.
And Descript. You mentioned Overdub.
Right. Descript is a broader audio-video editor, but its overdub feature is unique. You train it on your voice, and then if you make a mistake while recording, you can just type the correction, and it generates the audio in your trained voice. Super useful for podcasters fixing flubs.
Ah, okay. So different tools for different needs. Why do you think entrepreneurs doing this faceless content thing often gravitate towards Speechelo?
Well, probably the ease of use is a big factor. It means faster production. The multilingual options help reach wider audiences, and the pricing, especially those one-time deals, makes it pretty accessible when you're starting out and want to scale without huge recurring costs. Plus, seeing others successfully use it for passive income is, strong social proof.
Makes sense. And just briefly, back to 11 Labs, Playht, Descript key takeaways for them.
Okay, so 11 Labs, think top-tier voice cloning. Great for audiobooks, character voices, anything needing super high realism or mimicking a specific person.
Okay.
Playht, massive library of voices and languages, good realism, cloud convenience, maybe good for teams or projects needing lots of variety.
Right.
And Descript Overdub. Best for editing your own spoken audio, especially podcasts, by correcting mistakes via text using your trained voice clone.
It's really cool how specialized these tools are becoming. Now let's talk money. Beyond just being efficient, how are people actually monetizing this AI voice content?
Several ways. The most basic is probably YouTube AdSense, like we talked about. Building channels on popular topics, motivation, finance, book summaries, news, using AI voices, and earning from ads.
Standard YouTube model, just with AI narration.
Exactly. Then there's affiliate marketing, promoting the AI tools themselves. Speechelo, 11 Labs, Descript links in the description, text-to-speech bundles. They earn a commission when people buy through their links.
So promoting the tools that enable their own business. What else?
Sponsorships. Once you build an audience, even with AI audio, brands might pay for sponsored mentions or dedicated content, especially in niches like tech, software, education, coaching.
Okay, that makes sense. Any other angles?
Yeah, creating and selling digital products. Think about audiobooks narrated by AI, online courses with AI voiceovers, language learning programs, maybe even guided meditations. AI voices dramatically lower the production cost and effort for these kinds of audio products.
It really opens things up, and clearly this isn't just for YouTubers or podcasters. How is AI voice tech spreading into other industries?
Oh, the impact is really broad. In education, for example, teachers can create lessons or training materials in multiple languages pretty easily now. That expands access significantly.
I can see that being huge. What about businesses?
In the corporate world, HR departments are using AI voices for things like onboarding videos, compliance training, internal announcements. It's scalable and consistent. E-commerce brands are using it for multilingual product explainer videos without hiring lots of voice actors.
Less logistical hassle, lower cost.
Exactly. And even solopreneurs, coaches, consultants are using tools like Speechelo or Descript to scale up their content output, maybe turn blog posts into audio, without burning themselves out recording everything.
It really highlights the versatility. Okay, so for someone listening now, maybe their interest is piqued. They're thinking about trying this faceless content thing or just using AI voice somehow. What are the first steps? Where do they start?
Good question. Okay, step one, pick a niche, something you're interested in, but also something people search for. We mentioned motivation, tech tutorials, news, finance, health. Those are popular starting points.
Find your lane.
Right. Step two, write a script. You could use ChatGPT to help brainstorm or outline, or just write it yourself. Aim for conversational style, not too formal.
Like you're talking to someone.
Exactly. Step three, choose a voice tool to start. Maybe Speechelo for that friendly narration feel, or perhaps 11 Labs if you need higher realism from the get-go. Don't overthink it initially.
Just pick one and try it.
Yeah. Step four, produce in batches. Don't just make one video or audio clip. Try to create several at once. It makes scheduling uploads way easier, whether on YouTube, a podcast platform, wherever. Consistency helps.
Get ahead of the game.
And step five, optimize for growth. Think about basic SEO for your titles and descriptions. Add captions to videos that helps accessibility and SEO. And maybe repurpose longer audio into shorter clips for social media.
Smart. Make the content work harder.
Precisely.
Okay, so wrapping this up, it's crystal clear that AI voice tools aren't some far-off future thing. They're here, they're powerful, they're adaptable, and they're already making waves in content creation and lots of other fields.
Absolutely. For entrepreneurs, creators, businesses big and small, these tools offer real ways to save time, reach more people, and potentially generate new income.
And maybe a final thought for everyone listening. Just consider how this ability, the power to generate realistic voice content without traditional recording, how might that fundamentally change the way information gets shared and consumed? Think about the possibilities down the road. And one last time, today's episode was created with the help of a text-to-speech tool I use often. If you want to generate human-like voiceovers for your projects without hiring expensive narrators, I'll leave the link in the description. It's been a game changer for me.
It really does spark the imagination, thinking about applications we haven't even dreamed up yet.